So the state several years ago, back in the mid-2000s, gave districts the opportunity to increase the local share of wealth to monies that come into a school district. With those additional monies, the state really adds to it a little bit, because they're saying if the local community is willing to bring in more revenue for the district, then the state sees that as value as well and makes those pennies worth more than just a regular tax penny. So there are additional pennies that we can ask for, and that's what we're doing this election for, is to ask for those additional revenue pennies, and in turn that will give us additional income as a district.
Additional income from the state?
Yes.
Okay, so is it like a state matching?
Kind of, sort of. They're called golden pennies.
Okay.
There's golden, silver, and copper pennies in the state's finance system. So the golden pennies obviously are worth the most, and again, through the local taxing effort, if the local taxpayers are willing to do that, then in turn the state does make those pennies more valuable than just a normal penny of tax, if you will.
Okay, so how much are the taxes, if it's passed, going to get increased?
So it'll be a total of 10 cents would be the additional revenue that we're requesting, or that we're asking the voters to approve. You know, the taxes are being compressed this year anyway. With the one of the constitutional amendments is the to raise the homestead exemption to 100,000. So all of those factors combined are reducing taxes, and people will pay less tax, but still the district is asking voters to consider the increased tax for the value that it will bring to the district.
And this is on property taxes, right?
Yes.
Okay. What, if the TRE is passed, what is that extra money going to go towards? So
these monies are for what we call maintenance and operation dollars. So it can go for paying utility bills, paying teacher salaries, paying for programs, all of those things. It doesn't go towards building buildings or things such as that. But so those monies would go directly into the maintenance and operation budget.
Okay, so this is that's how it's different than, say,
Yes.
a bond election.
Yes.
Okay, and based on talking to other people, I think one of the concerns I've heard is that, or from parents specifically who have kids in the school district, they're concerned about certain programs being cut because of the budget deficit. Is that?
That's reality.
That's reality? Okay. And what are some programs that are at risk?
So one of the programs that we cut this year was UIL Academics, K through 12, so that gives you an example of a program. For staffing, if staff has either retired or gone somewhere else, in many instances we've not replaced those positions. So that's just an example of cuts that we've already taken in consideration.
And are you looking to kind of backtrack on those? Like, you would be able to bring the UIL back, you would be able to fill those positions?
Possibly. Districts across the state are hurting. I mean, there's no question that we're living off money that was approved back in 2019, and the state is squabbling over vouchers and whether they're going to increase the basic allotment or what they're going to do. So it's not just us that are in situations where it's tough to pay the bills. But this would go extraordinarily in our favor to help either bring some of those programs back or some of the staffing. But it also remains to be seen what happens in Austin too.
Okay. And man, I think you've answered everything. What else is there? Is there anything else you want to add?
No, ma'am. I think that's good. School finance is a very complicated, complex animal. And when you talk about tax compression, homestead exemptions, all of the other factors that play in, it's just a difficult, to your point, it's hard to do it in a soundbite.
Yes, absolutely. But I think, you know, I've also heard from people on the opposing side the concern is that everybody's saying, oh, this is a complex issue, but then they feel like they're not being given a straightforward explanation.
We
as
provided,
to what this is.
so we have provided information. We have a dedicated website to provide that information, and we've been open to, we've had several in the community that have reached out for even one-on-one opportunities to ask those questions. So I feel like we've been transparent in our effort. If people are willing to seek out the information, regardless of the complexities, regardless of understanding of numbers or math or whatever it may be, we have been here to provide those opportunities if they ask, other than just what general information that you'll find on our website.